Hey guys, how are you doing? Evylyn here, welcome to another video. So, people have been asking me for a couple of videos. A lot of people were focused mainly on Protection Warrior videos. That was the main request I got from people. So here guys, I'm making this video for you now. Hopefully you enjoy it. First up, we're going to come up with the video contents, which are split into 8 parts, which would be your professions, your glyphs, your gems, your enchants, macros you should have, how to reforge your character, what spec you should be using, and what you should be doing during the RBG. Okay, so guys, first up we're going to talk about the professions that I've chosen and why I've chosen them. I've chosen blacksmithing and leatherworking, and everyone knows blacksmithing because of the 2 sockets, but the reason I've gone for leatherworking is because the embroideries. Now, as a tank, when you switch to DPS, you're going to have low stats, you're going to have very little strength, etc. because of the fact that you can't switch enchants mid-fight. As a leatherworker, however, you can switch between stamina and strength on your wrists, and you can switch between the normal leatherworking patches on both your legs as tank or DPS. Now the thing is, there's actually no stamina enchant in the game, so leatherworking at the moment currently gives you more stamina than any profession in the game because of the fact that it's a stamina wrist enchant. Not to mention the fact that they both cost Eternium threads, making it 5 gold every time you switch between your professions on your legs and on your wrists. So every time you switch your enchants, it's just going to increase your stats depending on what role you're using in RBG. Okay, so next up we're going to talk about glyphs. The glyphs you're going to be using are here. These are the glyphs I use in RBG. Now the thing is, when you're being attacked, the chances are you're going to be attacked on a massive scale, and this is the only time you're going to want to use shield wall. This is why I've gone for shield wall glyph, specifically because it reduces the damage you take by an extra 20%, which is actually quite handy in many situations in RBG, especially when you're being attacked by 5 or 6 people. That's the only time you're really going to use shield wall, so the chances are you're not going to get a flag, hand it in and use shield wall and then do it again in the space of 4 minutes, so it's best having this glyph. Next one, you want this glyph from down from above because you want to be able to get around the map as quick as fast as you can, and this is actually the best glyph for that. And then you've also got glyph of blitz. The blitz glyph is actually pretty good, especially when you're guarding, and I'll explain that later on. Basically it's used for when you're stunning a few targets, etc., and it can be good for when you're going flag running or anything like that. Okay, so next up we're going to talk about what gems you should have. Gems you should have is basically you want to stack up to at least 67.5 resilience or 68 resilience, which is what I've gone. Now I put resilience gems in both my gloves and my belt, specifically because the set bonus is only strength. I put gems in here because the set bonus is PvP resilience, effectively still allowing me to DPS later on. Resilience here, set bonus is resilience there, also resilience here, and strength and PvP resilience here because there's that bonus of resilience. More resilience up here, and obviously as up here resilience, and also I've gone for 24 stamina and 2% increased armor because most of the time the people attacking you will be melee. I feel it's a lot better because melees and ferals, rogues, etc. are just going to do a lot of damage to you, and it's the best way to go. Okay, so next up we're going to talk about enchants. The enchants I've gone for is 150 stamina leatherworking patch, which you get from your leatherworking, which is on your hands. Then you've got your bulk up. Then you've got your normal leatherworking patch on legs. Then you've got your 140 mastery minus speed increase. That's very important when flag running. You've got your wind song, which I've gone for because it can proc mastery. Then you've got like parry on shield. You've also got 750 stamina on wrists, like I explained before on leatherworking. You've got 200 PP resilience on chest, 200 stamina on cape. You got 300 stamina on shoulders, and that's all the enchants you need. Okay, so next up is macros, and the macros I've been using is stuff like this. These are mainly for your arms when you're going arms in RPG, because you're going to be using assist macros to get the targets as quick as possible when you're charging somebody. Then for when you're flag run, you're going to want your banner macro, which just puts down both banners one after the other. We're having to have 2 buttons, which is quite handy. You can also go for Devastate, which will use Victory Rush when you're attacking somebody if for some reason you killed someone and then you attack someone else, we're having to use Victory Rush itself. The usual one-shot macro, which is still pretty decent as a tank, it can be used effectively because Recklessness doesn't increase the damage you take anymore. Same with Execute macro, exact same as my Victory Rush macro with this change to bat stance. It's pretty good used in the right situations, and like it before, it has an assist on it, because let's face it, when you're going to execute, generally 99% of the time you're going to want to be using more damage. You got your Intimidating Shout macro, which is basically stop attack, intimidating shout, stop attack. You don't want to be attacking a target you're going to fear. Next up, you've got your life macro, which is basically uses your lifeblood if you're an alchemist. I changed profession, I have to change that macro, but anyways, you got Rallying Cry and your Alchemist Stone in here, and any potions or anything you really want in here to keep yourself alive. But unfortunately potions don't work in RBG, so really it's just for the Health Stone and Rallying Cry. Okay, so next up we have the Safeguard macro. Now basically this macro is just to interact with your banner macro up here, and it's just to get quickly away if for some reason you're rooted and there's none of your party members anywhere near you. And then we have the other macros, which will be Commanding Shout on charge, because let's face it, when you use Commanding Shout, it can't be dispelled, unlike the other buffs that can be dispelled on top of you. Then you've got your Pummel macro, which is basically Cancelaura, Bladestorm, Cancelaura, Hand of Protection, and then use Pummel. You can also put Recklessness in there if you want, but I already have that macroed into my shoe wall over here, as you can see. Cancelaura, Recklessness, Cancelaura, Bladestorm, clips all your stuff, uses shoe wall, uses any trinket you have, which the specific one you want to be using is this one, the one that increases your health. And then you've got your Spell Reflect macro, which is basically you can use in arms as well. You want to be using that quite often. Focus Storm Bolts, these are quite good for when you want to stun a healer and not actually know that you're targeting them. Okay, so guys, that's the macros I use as a tank. Next up, the way you want to reforge is almost identical to the way you would as an arms warrior. And basically you want to make sure you have over 3% expertise, which unfortunately I can't get rid of anymore at the moment. And then you also want to have over 3% hit. You want to stack as much crit and mastery as you can to effectively increase your stats by quite a lot. And then after that, all you want to do is shove anything into haste at the very end, which is useful for when you're armed. Okay, so guys, the spec I use at the moment is actually this. It can be varied from time to time, like depending on the situation you're doing. You can switch out either of these two tiers. For instance, Double Time is good for when you're flag carrying, but Warbringer and Juggernaut are good for when you're guarding. And I'll explain what guarding is afterwards. You've also got Staggering Shout, Piercing Howl, and Disrupting Shout. Disrupting Shout is good for when you're guarding. Piercing Howl, Staggering Shout can also be good for guarding, but Piercing Howl is basically for when you're flag carrying, or Staggering Shout can be used when you're flag carrying, but they're the only options I would use them in. Bladestorm can be good for when you're guarding because of the fact that you can Bladestorm and stop yourself being CC'd and interrupt the flag. Shockwave I feel is a better choice though, because of the fact that you can take 3 or 4 opponents and stun them, maybe even 5 opponents quite easily just by shockwaving them. Dragon Roar shouldn't be used at all. This spec here, this line here, only safeguarding mass power effect is what we should be thinking about. Mass power effect has got its uses, but I feel safeguard is a lot stronger because of the fact that it reduces the damage on your healers at the back of your raid, and it also gets you over any snares that you need to. This particular line is a no-brainer. You gotta go Stormbolt, for the specific reason that Stormbolt has so many uses in RBG, it's unreal. You can actually effectively CC somebody at the back of your raid, or get away from somebody, or CC a healer quite easily with Stormbolt, and I feel it's a lot stronger choice than any of the rest. Okay, so last up we have guarding and flag carrying, and I'm going to explain them in detail. Flag carrying, basically you start off your RBG like normal. You come up behind your flag and you hide behind a rock and wait for the right moment, wait till everybody's dismounted. Now chances are if they have a rogue, the rogue will come with you, but if the rogue comes with you and they try to attack you, generally you're going to have somebody there helping you, assist you, preferably a paladin healer, come with you. Be vocal at all times during an RBG because you want to let your people know where you are at all times, so they can protect you, especially when you're flag carrying. After everyone's dismounted and you ran and got the flag, once you get back to your team, the best way to get back though is to make sure if your rogue saps you to just use Berserker Rage and leap away straight away, then use your banner and get away as quick as possible. Hopefully the rogue won't have caught up with you by then. Another option is to basically wait for the rogue to attack you, use Berserker Rage, he'll stun you, trinket, fear straight away. The second he trinkets, Stormbolt them and leap away. And that's a good way to get away from a rogue. Now the thing is, you got the fact that once you get to your party members, you want to stay behind them, at least 20 yards behind your healers at all times. Now if somebody overextends, you can use your Stormbolt, and you can also interact with your team members telling them that somebody's overextended and you can stun them person. Or if a healer is overextended and a DPS, you can stun the healer and effectively kill the DPS quite easily and then kill the healer afterwards. The other options are that you could potentially wait for your healer if you say your healer's taking a good bit of damage, you can use Safeguard in, and then you could just quickly Stormbolt the healer and then leap back away, put spell effect up in case anyone tries to grip you. This way they get gripped to you, and not only that will that pull them to you, it will also make that person overextend and possibly kill them too. The best time to run away from the flag though is, I would suggest, is wait till at least half their team is dead before you actually consider running away from the flag and scoring for your team. Anyways guys, that's the flag carrying part. For the next part I would suggest guarding, and guarding is basically like from Arty Basin to Eye of the Storm to even Battle of Gladiator. Now during this you're going to be capping yourself on a flag, and you've got two different ways you're going to be doing it. One is you could be just guarding the flag on your own, and basically the idea is to basically when someone attacks you, you want to basically make sure that that person, you're at least 30 yards away from the flag, 30 yards just to be safe, that the rogue can't blind you because the rogue's not close enough. Basically the rogue's going to have to sap you, and the rogue will sap you, and that will give the rogue 2 seconds before he can get to the flag. And when he gets to the flag, you should be able to interrupt because it'll be 6 seconds and you've got 7 seconds to cap a flag, and the second that comes off, just Stormbolt straight away. Now the other option is the fact that he may try to blind you and then cap and then vanish and then sap you afterwards. Always say Berserker Rage for sap, and always try to stay 30 yards away from the flag at all times, and you will never get to the point where you're actually let the flag go. And make sure once you see people that you interact with your group and tell them straight away that your flag may be lost. Then you've got guarding in a group. So let's say the hunter's on, say, mines and your horde, and you're going to waterworks, and then basically you're asked to go with the group into waterworks. Now basically you just want to get to the flag and turn the clap every time it comes off cooldown around the flag every 6 seconds. This will interrupt anyone that comes near the flag. You also want to Stormbolt healers to try to protect the group, and for instance when someone says that the group's going to attack someone, you could quite easily charge at one healer, shockwave that healer, Stormbolt the other healer, and then try to interrupt the last healer if need be. This will actually effectively allow you to kill somebody in your group quite easily. And not only that, as a warrior you have to remember you have Skull Banner. If for some reason you want more damage on a target, let's say they're using Wrath, using Mass Grip and any sort of interrupts or anything like that, you can quite easily just use Skull Banner, and this will effectively allow your team to do more damage. Anyways guys, that's how I do all of that. Hopefully that was helpful to you guys, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Remember to hit the video a like, leave a nice comment, and hopefully subscribe to my channel. Anyways guys, this is Evy out. I love you all. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one.